Hey, true believers, Chris Mack coming at you with an action figure that I was kind of leery about picking up. So today we're going to go through this together. This is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Future State Dark Detective Batman. And I actually did enjoy the Future State Batman comic. The other ones have been kind of hit and miss. Let me know which ones that you guys enjoyed from the comic series down in the comments. If you guys want to pick up this action figure, he is currently available on Big Bad Toy Store and Dorkside. But as I always say, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and see if you can find one there at the store. So with that said, you can see Dark Detective in the plastic there. Love that DC logo that they came up with. Batman Dark Detective, McFarlane logo on top, 22 points of articulation, side window with the name. Coming back onto the back, and you actually kind of get a semi-fancy looking action figure photography thing there, though I would have really enjoyed having I think it was issue 2 that was the really awesome cover. I can't remember. It was issue 1. It was one of those, who cares? But anyway, cool product shot there. Figures from the wave. We'll get a close-up so you can see that at your convenience. Come around to the side. Tells you what figure it is, so you know what it is on the peg. Nothing on the bottom. So with that said, let's get this figure out and see if it's actually cool or not. And here's this Batman out of the packaging. And I will say, when you get him out and you look at the figure in and of itself, it's really nice looking. However, there are going to be some things that are going to absolutely piss you off because I've had this guy out for about 20 minutes, and so far I've had to get some coffee and just... But once I did that, started posing him again, there's a lot to enjoy as well. So what am I talking about, and why do I sound like a crackhead? Let's get him off the stand and get a closer look. Quick story on this Bruce Wayne. His first appearance was Future State Dark Detective #1 from March 2020. Future State, it's set in the aftermath of Dark Knight's Metal. It takes place in what you could say is a possible future of the DC universe. The event, once it ended, led into DC's Infinite Frontier relaunch, which that's been okay thus far. Bruce was almost killed by Peacekeeper 1, the leader of the forces known as the Magistrate that's kind of become the dystopian, rulers of Gotham City and the world. Bruce being able to use the last of the Wayne Enterprise money to pay a surgeon to save his life, and while he was recovering, the Magistrate believed Batman to be killed. They knew that Bruce Wayne was Batman and announced to Gotham that the Bat had finally been killed. However, in the pages of this book, the Dark Detective comes back with a vengeance. The rest of the future states that I've read have been hit or miss, but the Dark Detective was definitely on point, so I'd highly recommend reading that. So with that said, let's jump into the accessories that this figure comes with. So of course you get your mandatory DC black stand, which is cool, so if you don't have to worry about them taking too bad of a nosedive off a shelf. Comes with a trading card, which we essentially saw on the back of the box. And then, of course, the read-up. So I'll get close-ups of those so you guys could read them at your convenience. The last thing he comes with is what pisses me off the most. It's supposed to be kind of like a Gatling gun rope, but because of, Time Warner, or no, Warner Brothers, one of the two, no firearms. So we can't get a regular, not Gatling gun, but you know what I'm talking about, is a Gatling. You know what I'm talking about. It's too early, not enough coffee. So we get this, which I love the design. The piece, you can actually, it's soft, so you could hook it to something. But then whoever designed this, I swear, they must have really been out to lunch mentally or just on crack. They give it to you bound up and you can't pull it apart without destroying it. How stupid and pointless is this? And you put it in his hand, or trying to make him do like a jump pose. It's useless. Maybe it was a budgeting thing, but I don't know how they could have done it, but they could have given you a coiled one to put on his belt, and then maybe a straight line one so you could do shots where it looks like he's actually leaping through the sky. But no, That's all we get is that piece of crap. So those are the accessories. Sorry, but that thing really pissed me off. I was really hoping to get some really cool photography shots. And then when I saw that thing was coiled, I noped the F out on that thing. So with that said, this is the figure. The head sculpt overall, I think looks good. Of course, I get some really hard light on there. The 5 o'clock shadow thing, it is what it is. Because, you're supposed to look grimmer. He just survived, he just cheated death. Though, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's some shots in the book where his eyes were white like this, and there's other ones where you could actually see his pupils. I don't know, this head for me, compared to the comics, just seems a little too round. I wish they would have went more with what the head in the comic looked like. But still, the mask looks cool. I like all the line divides in it. Just kind of gives that really cool cyberpunk, futuristic look to it. The gray with the yellow bat symbol, it's kind of a cool design. Let me kind of get some of that light off because that is bright as shit. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool because he has to paint it on because he doesn't have his money. He doesn't have the bat cave anymore, so he has to deal with what he has. I love the plated armor here. Looks good. The gold belt. The gray leading into black. And of course, no guns, so these have to be sealed off. Oh, give me a break. It's so stupid. So stupid. I don't want to get into it, but it's so petty. Anyway, the belt, the browns look good. The camo paramilitary pants look good. I swear every time I try to do this review today, guys, if you heard that noise, it's like one interruption after another. I like the boots here. Has that really cool, like, metallic gray, like gunmetal gray to it. Knee pads are awesome. Love the coat. It has that very worn look about it where you can see that it's frayed, that it's not brand new. There's actual chips and cuffs to make it look like it's been through the ringer. I do like, and I don't know if this was by accident or by choice, but these gloves to me look kind of purple. So if that's the case, I kind of like that homage to the original Golden Age Batman. The bracers with the bat slicey thingies, I forget what this is called, but yeah, the bracers look good. Shoulder pads, really nice. So yeah, overall, the paint apps, I can't really ding. I think they look really, really good. Now, as for the articulation, be careful. When I was warming him up, I was moving this arm around, and it popped completely out. So did this leg when I was trying to do a kick. But one thing I'll give McFarlane on this particular figure, I haven't seen it in the old ones, but when these joints pop out, it's like a Build-A-Figure. You can pop it back in. Just be careful. So even though I'm glad that you can pop the joints back in, for those of us that don't go in the depth of warming up the figures or whatnot, it sucks that you have to open your figure and be like, well, is it going to frickin' break on me? And that's ridiculous. So even though you can put it back in, awesome, but you shouldn't have to worry about that. So with that said, the head can't look down that much, and this is after heating the figure up, so always make sure to heat your figure up, guys. You can look up that much, head that way, and he does have a play on the dumbbell joint, I think is what's in there. So at least nice range overall. The arm can spin 360. This shoulder pad is a bitch, especially when you want to try to move your figure. You can see how it hinders. Same thing with the upper bicep swivel. That thing is constantly in the way, but make sure to warm that area up as well. Double jointed elbows, wrists, 360. I'm glad that those horrendous, ugly ass ball joints are hidden. So you can kind of tilt the hand down. See how it's hidden up under the bracer? It's just, it's a breath of fresh air to not have to sit there and get excited for a figure like I did with the Dr. Fate. And then the hands just look absolutely ridiculous with that nasty ball joint. Now for the upper torso, he can spin that way, and then he has 2 points of a crunch, which I'm really thankful for, at the waist and at the solar plex. So you can get him to go down that much using both this and this. So again, just always be careful. Same with the back crunch here. Get a nice range there, and then you can kind of twist them like that. And of course, that way, looks good. Legs out that much. And you can see the pegs where you can plug them back in. See, as you can see on the right leg how I had to already plug that one back in. That was really frustrating, but at least it's doable. Leg out that much. And because it's soft plastic, you can actually get his leg all the way back 90 degrees, unlike the Marvel Legends that I talk about. And we just said that way. This is a welcome addition. The upper thigh swivel. Oh my God, guys, that's exciting. Double jointed knees, so you can get some really cool kicking poses. And even though he doesn't have a boot swivel here, he does swivel at the foot. Foot goes up, foot goes down. A little bit of an ankle rocker, and then of course the toe pivot. So paint apps and the articulation, he's a relatively bendy guy, but oh, for the love of Pete, be careful. Overall, I don't mind this figure. I'm glad that if the joints pop off, that you can put them back in like a Build-A-Figure, because there's many times where like a Marvel Legends or an older figure will break and you're just thinking, oh, I am so screwed because I'm not gonna be able to find it. At least that's something. Thigh swivel. Having the thigh swivel is something. I don't know. I enjoyed this read. I think that the accessory is absolute crap. You know, and then this new rule about no firearms, so I'm pretty sure that's why he couldn't have a Gatling gun, which is absolutely ridiculous. But still, this captures that techno-noir, cyber-noir Batman that was shown in Dark Detectives, which is an excellent read. I think it's beautifully sculpted, great colors, but some of the articulation choices and then, of course, the accessory are what really pissed me off, guys. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick up one of these figures. If not, you can check out the places that we talked about at the beginning of the review. Speaking of, if you've enjoyed the review, we really would appreciate it if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you won't mind hitting that fancy little detective bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, photo slideshow coming up next. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.